Hey guys, it's Adam from CompleteWorshipDrummer.com, and today we're going to take a deep dive into the song Tear Off the Roof by Brandon Lake. We played this live at church, and we're going to kind of review my footage of playing it. Technically, this will be the second time playing it because I played it in the first service, and we're watching the second service. Before we get started, if you're a worship drummer or a church drummer, or if you want to play for your church, please subscribe to the channel because this channel was made with you in mind. And if you want to help me out and help me reach more drummers, please like this video because it will help push it to more drummers that are interested in this kind of content. So I very much appreciate that. But with that being said, let's just dive right into the song. So I'm here at church today, and for some reason my kit camera, which I usually put down here, I had an SD card read error, so we don't have the kit camera today, unfortunately. But we'll take a look at this song, and I'm going to break down some of the grooves for you on my own kit, which is pretty cool. So let's take a listen to this.
So tear off the roof, the king's in the house. Just give me to Jesus, I don't care how. And I don't have to wait to get the healing. I've got a faith without a ceiling. So tear off the roof because the king's in the house. There's power in the presence, power in the blood, power in the name of Jesus.
Okay, so what I'm playing here is pretty simple. You would count it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I play the 1E, and then I play the A1 on the following measure, and so it kind of just goes back and forth like that. 1E, 2, 3, 4, A1. So that one's pretty straightforward. I don't think I have to demonstrate that one on my kit, but we'll keep listening here. Moving to the interlude, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So you had a 2-measure intro there, and now I'm gonna move to the rim clicks. So the song kind of moves back and forth. Technically you could say this is double time, but this is actually, we'll just keep it the same. So like I'll be playing 16ths in the hi-hat with the right hand, and then rim clicks on 8th notes, and then I put the kick in between. So you would count it 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a.
I'm pressing through to you, I don't care how. I'm reaching out my hand to get the healing. I got a faith beyond.
So then I put the kicks in between. In between those, the 8th notes. So they're going to be occurring on the E's and the U's of the 16ths. And I'll demonstrate that for you guys right now on my kit real quick. Okay, so basically you are going to be doing like one measure of just the clicks and the hi-hat, and then you add the bass drum on the second measure, and it's kind of like a 2-bar phrase like that. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3, and so on. Okay, so moving on here, we're gonna go to the chorus, and we're gonna kind of maintain the 1E groove that we were playing earlier, but then it changes up a little bit because we're adding the snare on 2 and 4. So take a listen. Two, 3, 4. Okay, so the full count for this chorus here is 1E, 2, nothing happens on 3, and then 4E, and then back to 1E. So 1E, 2, 3, 4E, 1E, 2, 3, 4E, 1E, 2. So I'll demonstrate that for you guys real quick. Okay, so for this chorus beat, you can kind of decide. I believe in the recording they're using the floor tom for the 1E. So 1E, 2, 3, 4E, 1E, 2, 3, 4E, 1E, 2, 3, 4E. But, sometimes it might be easier depending on what you're doing or your transition going into it, where you could just do it on the kick. So like, maybe for the E of 4, because you got to get there like immediately. So like, instead of going, because then you got to go really fast back to the 4. But one more time. So 1E, 2, 3, 4E, 1E, 2, 3, 4E. All right, so moving on here. Okay, so since this song kind of seems like it's going back and forth from double time, we'll just keep it the same though. So technically what I'm playing on the hi-hats here is 30 seconds, but that's pretty difficult to count. So we'll kind of put it as double time here. So it'd be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so that's where the accents are happening. The 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. So take a listen here. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. Okay, so obviously that's where the accents are occurring, and I'm obviously playing like double that. So like the left hand is occurring in between the 16ths. So the right hand is playing 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then in between that is going to be where your 30 seconds lie, and there's no like a super effective way to count 30 seconds other than remembering that you count 16ths, but each syllable, the 1E and each gets 2 hits, 2 strokes. So I'll demonstrate for that real quick on my hi-hat. Pretty straightforward, and then later in the bridge, I just bring in the kick. Okay, so for these hi-hats, you're playing 30 seconds. So you got 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and the accents is always going to be occurring on the right hand if you're alternating that. Obviously, we can play some different patterns. We could do like the double paradiddle there and some paradiddles to get those accents, but then you kind of be alternating here. It might be better to practice it where you got 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then the rest of it is filled in with the 30 seconds. So 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then for the beginning of that bridge, we just put the bass drum on the 8th notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna keep listening to this bridge here.
It's life-changing. Come on. Life-changing, grave-shaking, dead-raising power and heart healing, hell stealing, no stealing power. So tear
Okay, so moving to the toms here, we are hitting those accents on the toms, and I am playing like straight 16ths on the right hand. So 1 E, 2 E, and 3 E, and 4 E, and just kind of keeping the kick 4 on the floor. I mean, technically that would be eighth notes, but we're getting into the double time, half time territory, which gets a little bit confusing. But once we bring it back to the chorus later, we return to the original tempo. But this is pretty common with worship songs where they'll speed up like the bridge and then maybe bring the chorus back down. But effectively the tempo still stays the same. But let me demonstrate this groove for you real quick on my kit. Okay, so for the tom groove here, we drop the 30 seconds and we're just going to move to just the 16ths. So you got 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and I'm doing that with one hand on the floor tom over here, and then you can add the left hand with the accents just to kind of beef up the accents a little bit. So you got 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then you can add in, of course, the bass drum on the eighth notes. So you got 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. Okay, so moving on here. Okay, so now moving into this next bridge here, I move the snare to you move the snare to more of like a straight eighth notes. So be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's very similar to like the verse when you're playing the rim clicks, and I put the kicks in between. So I'll demonstrate that for you guys right now. We're going to be doing very similar to those rim clicks. We're just going to move it over here, floor tom on the right hand, snare in the left. So it would help if I turn the snares on. And then we put the bass drum in between every other measure. So it goes like this. Okay, so moving on here. One thing I will say about this is that it's very difficult to play that straight snare hit when you have those very strong accents happening in the synth. The bum, 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 bum. I feel like every bone in my drummer body wants to hit those accents instead of keeping it straight. But I think the contrast here is pretty cool because eventually you're going to hit those accents coming up in this next section of the bridge, like towards the end. Yeah, so right there I hit it with the snare. We'll go back a little bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 2 and 3 and 4 and so 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so I play the first two measures here on the hi-hat just to kind of bring it down, and then I go to the crashes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Yeah, 4 E and 1. So, obviously the groove here is pretty similar to what we were doing on the toms, but I'll demonstrate real quick on my kit. For the hits here, it's a little bit syncopated, so you got the bass drum filling in the accents. So you got, I'm just gonna do it on the ride here, just cause it'll be kind of loud with the crashes. But so you got 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And with the crashes, we can do it. Okay, so we're back to the chorus here, and we're just going to move back to the 1E theme throughout the song, and then I think I play like a 3E and, like the E and on the kick, and then the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1E, 2, 3E and 4. 1. And then right here is where I match the hits. It kind of go back to those hits a little bit, but there's one measure of a break in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2. And then crash out like that. And there's the deep dive, guys. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful and if you guys want me to put more videos out like this one. Like I said, if you're a worship drummer, church drummer, or if you have the aspirations to play drums at church, don't forget to subscribe because this channel is made for you in mind. And if you want to help me out, please like the video so I can reach more drummers. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if you guys think I should do more videos like this where I'm breaking down like specific songs and the grooves that I'm playing, or even grooves that other drummers are playing on the recordings, etc. Whatever you guys think is going to provide the most amount of value, that's the kind of content I want to make. So I hope you guys can let me know in the comments if this was helpful for you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.